Once upon a time, in the prosperous kingdom of Zepharia, there ruled a king named Hadrian. Though he had immense wealth, he was never satisfied. His palace was adorned with gold, his vaults overflowed with treasures, and his people paid heavy taxes to fuel his endless greed. Yet, the more he acquired, the more he craved. One day, a group of travelers arrived at the palace, speaking of a legendary treasure hidden deep within the cursed caverns. It was said that the treasure was so vast that even the richest kings would pale in comparison. However, a dire warning came with it: the one who seeks this wealth with greed in his heart will never enjoy it. King Hadrian scoffed at the warning. "Curses are for the weak," he said. "I shall claim this treasure and become the richest ruler in history." Without delay, he gathered his best soldiers and set off on the perilous journey.
The journey to the cursed caverns.
The path was treacherous, filled with dark forests, raging rivers, and towering mountains. Many of Hadrian's men perished along the way, but his greed blinded him to their suffering. All he cared about was reaching the treasure. Finally, after weeks of hardship, the king stood before the entrance to the cursed caverns. Inside, the air was thick with an eerie silence. As they delved deeper, they saw piles of gold, glimmering jewels, and artifacts from ancient civilizations. The sight made Hadrian's eyes gleam with madness. Ignoring the warning, he rushed forward, filling his bags with as much treasure as he could carry. The soldiers hesitated, sensing something was wrong, but they dared not disobey the king. As soon as Hadrian touched the last piece of gold, the ground trembled violently. The cavern walls began to crack, and a deep, menacing voice echoed through the darkness.
"Greedy king, your hunger for wealth shall be your doom."
Hadrian tried to flee, but his body became heavy. He looked down in horror as his skin hardened, turning into gold. His soldiers screamed as the curse spread to them as well. One by one, they turned into lifeless golden statues, frozen in expressions of greed and fear. The cavern collapsed, sealing them inside forever.
The lesson of the greedy king.
Years passed, and the story of Hadrian became a legend. Travelers who dared to enter the cursed caverns claimed to have seen golden statues standing among the treasure, their faces twisted in eternal regret. With the king gone, the people of Zepharia rebuilt their kingdom under a wise and kind ruler. They remembered the tale of the greedy king and learned an important lesson: true wealth is not in gold, but in generosity and wisdom. And so, the kingdom prospered not through greed, but through kindness and justice.